Jordan's interior minister has announced the banning of the Muslim Brotherhood, the country's largest opposition group. The authorities blamed the group for being linked to a failed plot to attack targets in Jordan. Jordanian authorities said they arrested 16 individuals affiliated with the Muslim Brotherhood after discovering a rocket manufacturing facility, a drone factory, and a plot to attack targets in the country. The Muslim Brotherhood denied responsibility, but said individual members may have participated. Established in 1928, the group took the route of pragmatism and working through the system across the Middle East as its method to bring change. After decades of work, struggle, and imprisonment of many of its members, the Brotherhood achieved success in 2012 by taking power in Egypt. But this did not last, with the Mohamed Morsi government overthrown in a coup by the military. After decades of sacrifice, participation in elections, and trying to work within the political systems under slogans like reform from within and peaceful gradualism, the Brotherhood has faced bans, persecution, defamation, and coups. The approach adopted by the group of pursuing gradual, peaceful change by engaging in political participation within the framework of existing regimes has repeatedly proven ineffective. In Jordan, the Muslim Brotherhood was contained for decades within the parliament and official institutions, but this did not shield them from state pressure, which has now led to the group's legal dismantling and the criminalization of its political activities. As the Muslim Brotherhood approaches its 100-year anniversary, its mission remains as elusive as ever. India and Pakistan have announced a series of sweeping tit-for-tat measures following a deadly attack in Indian-administered Kashmir that killed 26 civilians and injured 17 others. The attack, which took place on April 22nd near a popular tourist town, is one of the deadliest assaults in India since the 2008 Mumbai attacks. Briefing the media on April 23rd, the Indian Foreign Secretary stated that a special security cabinet meeting had confirmed Pakistani links to the attack. In response, the Indian government has suspended a key river water treaty that governs the sharing of the Indus River system between the two countries. Additionally, India declared Pakistan's defense advisors in New Delhi persona non grata and ordered their departure. India also announced plans to cut its diplomatic staff in Islamabad, close the Attari-Wagah border crossing, and stop issuing special visas to Pakistani nationals. In response, Pakistan announced it would retaliate by closing its airspace to Indian carriers, halting all trade with India, and canceling visas for Indian nationals. Islamabad also threatened to withdraw from bilateral agreements, including a 1972 agreement, which outlines key principles for managing ties and maintaining the ceasefire line in Kashmir. The halt of the Indus Waters Treaty marks a major setback in India-Pakistan ties, which remained in place in past wars, but it's unlikely to immediately disrupt water flows to Pakistan, as infrastructure will need to be built to divert the waters. In the long run, if implemented, this will seriously threaten Pakistan's water resources and agricultural stability by interrupting the flow of the Indus River. It remains to be seen if both sides geographically restrict any military escalation to Kashmir, as this will risk further instability. The Trump administration is now considering slashing its steep tariffs on Chinese imports, supposedly in a bid to de-escalate tensions with China. Senior White House officials have said the China tariffs were likely to come down to between 50% and 65%. This come on the back of America's leading companies using their quarterly earnings to warn about the devastating effects the Trump tariffs are likely to have on their businesses. Turmoil in equities and bonds has led to pleas from powerful executives who fear Trump's sweeping tariffs and interference with the Federal Reserve could set off an economic calamity. In meetings with President Trump, Walmart, Home Depot, and Target, they reiterated that import taxes could disrupt supply chains and lead to empty shelves within weeks. The U.S. Treasury Secretary now says that high tariffs between the United States and China are not sustainable. Trump's strategy of laying siege upon China has backfired as it stood its ground, did not budge an inch, and challenged the U.S., stating that any country that would cave to U.S. demands regarding China should expect Chinese economic measures to be taken against it. It would now seem the Trump administration has come to the realization that there will be no quick win for the U.S., and since the U.S. is economically dependent on China, that a radical rupture of the U.S.-China trade relationship will have devastating consequences for the U.S. This effectively means America has just lost the trade war it itself started.